Ebusiama Mesa mo akwa Emra TV Ghana so any first time I me and I will team and me person my minister subscribe to the channel me patro we like afi no share now do comment at the comment section na making kind Eddie amount. Of course my name is remaining Nana Kwame Tuahene na enche ECG ho sensema betodwa amene PPAs bia John Dramani Mahama any NDC apan sign here when Sabu Jinapo say John Jinapo, I don't know that they are different, you know. Omuba Koche say Nana ye energy minister as a then I ne okos and sign deal be a near Bogana Kabibiri, you know. Na enumuna ECG boss ede insimbi atudwa ewo Joy TV na ene no wo se hwene pompo kira wa matuam wo NDC fo mutimi gina wakache say omani moyedi na mrefi say muka ho bi na even energy sector no kra no aye too harder and nesika share your money those things ni nyina no muni mu bi na senka wa nya hwe ama wa ase a nyina ba bi embo ni dimboni se wate ase anya hwe ama oba otimi bu pa bu mfumpa wo mpam se wate ase na se obi aba na o correct mistakes a wa ya ma wa san gina demonstration ti ano. Well, and some papa no edit two dwane de edoso pa edoso no se bibia anhye ne bufuo se omo no omo ministers for energy and the deputy ministers no enya gas ni betina TV so sebi ekeka nkwase asem ni sebi ejimisem enya mensem papa nensem ebusua the way ebufuo ne sitie no ebia me kansem ni bika wa beka se Kwame Tuahene ena metia na metoto ayampia yenkonkoti mfi papa na ankasa nim ECG boss yekutie ba nya kenyina na ede beto aso High TV Ghana.
If they are ready, they told us they had negotiated these contracts as of 2019. Go and read the 2019-2020 budget. The finance minister even quoted savings of billions of cedis from these so-called renegotiations.
Yeah.
Which of them have been renegotiated so far? Which of them? AXA has expired. You had the option not to engage them because the contract had elapsed. And I've just proven to you that they've not only extended it, in the contract agreement, there are elements of take or pay in terms of capital recovery.
Stay with Mr. Jinapo. I'll come back to the solutions, and I'll hear Alex take and Dr. C. Mateo also on that. Yes, so you're renegotiating, but that chorus we've had for so long.
Let me address Honorable Jinapo. Honorable, you gave me some advice, and on Newsfile I said something. Anyone who tries to play politics with this is a national issue. And you cannot compare AXA second to the old, what do you call it, PPAs. I do agree, there's a 40% take or pay in there. But you cannot compare 100% take or pay to 40% take or pay. They are not the same, Honorable. God asked my witness. Now let me land. I kept quiet.
Wait, I'm not saying I want
now let's take car power. Let's take car power. Honorable, I believe strongly you have their invoice. You know their invoices and their bills. So
I have the whole agreement here.
Don't worry. It's not 100% because I know how much they would invoice on a monthly basis. So let's take car power as a monthly invoice. Honorable, have you seen one of Car Power's monthly invoices before?
Everything here.
So how much is Car Power's monthly invoice? $29 million.
What is wrong with that?
No, pause. We are just starting. $29 million. The take or pay component of it is what? $17.5 million.
That cannot be. You are misreading it.
No. The idle capacity component of that is $8 billion.
Mr. Jinapo,
I kept quiet.
Mr. Jinapo, I'll come.
Mr. Jinapo, let me speak.
I'll come back to you so that we can try and find some middle ground.
To be honest, you can never compare 100% take or pay to 40% take or pay.
So 17.5 million is what?
Is the take or pay component of Car Power.
Then whether you use it or not.
That's 17. Amandi, Twin City.
This is a monthly.
Monthly. Amandi, Twin City. Total month 15.5. Take or pay component is what? $9 million. AXA, 9.5 million. Take or pay is 4.7. zero idle capacity, 0 billions in idle capacity. Car Power has $8 million monthly in idle capacity. Amandi has $6 million in idle capacity. Now let's take Sen Power. $23 million monthly. 15.1 million is what? Take or pay. You have idle capacity of 7 million. My brother, how do we start solving such a problem if we don't take a holistic look? That's why I keep saying, let's not drop the ball at anybody's doorstep, but it should be a national decision. Because if you start pointing fingers, what you're actually doing is empowering the next person not to even negotiate. So why don't we all just sit down? Honorable, I'm a stone throw away from you. Why don't we all just sit down? Say, let's take each one by one. Sam, let's look at what we can do about this. Let's look at what we can do about this. Have you spoken to them about this? That is how we build a nation.
So why are you?
That is how we fix a problem.
Why are you in doing that?
That is the approach I took with each and every one of them.
And why are you in reach agreement with each?
That is how come we had an idea of what a monthly figure should be. Because yes,
for each of them.
For each and every one of them. Because listen, you cannot say there's zero capacity charge. No. But what we are saying is that excess capacity and idle capacity charge should not come in. But rather the capacity charge that you use to generate the specific energy that you asked for. So let's say so that would be...
You are paying them for the cost of production?
The cost of energy.
For the cost of energy.
Yeah, so that would be the fuel, the capacity used to produce whatever energy you took from them. You understand? That makes it much more realistic because per the grid impact assessment we had now, by 4 years' time, we have to double our capacity again. We have to start planning ahead. So all of these plants here, we cannot afford to lose any of them now. We have to build on top of them. We cannot build on top of them in isolation. It has to be a concerted effort. So I'm glad he said in his submission that it went to Parliament. Maybe at that point we thought we all could do it. But to be very honest with you, now, it's not sustainable. So it's and to be fair to Mr. Mantiao, I would rather go to speaking about ECG, what we are trying to do, the steps we are about to take, and to close the gap. Honorable sitting there, you know he was a board member of ECG.
And the point of that is?
So he knows what we are going through as a company. So that's how we all grow together. You've been there, you know the problem. Let's all stick together. Let's find the solution at the base. If it is not done right, then we can flog the horse.
Let me ask you, so as far as renegotiation
Evans,
just a second, I'll come to you briefly, because I've seen it together, let's aid. I'll come to you, don't worry about that. Very quickly, so on the solutions, I hear you say you're convinced renegotiating the contract is such an important part of solving this long term.
I am telling you,
or
if we don't...
possibly even the only solution.
Yeah, look.
Not the only solution.
Look at the bills. Look at the bills involved.
So
you are not even talking. There's fuel charges.
It comes back to, so you've said are all the IPPs now agreed to your proposals in terms of the...
Look, I keep saying it and I keep praising Sonana Sogli. They have a take or pay. They've never charged us take or pay. They deal with us on a take and pay agreement. I do agree. Some of the finances of these things are very expensive.
Yeah.
So some of these terms are there. But you know, again, the reason why I'm saying it's a national issue is before the company started, they needed some guarantees. Maybe you gave them a GCSA, you gave them a PCOA. But they are all now living animals.
Well, when do you hope to conclude? Because this renegotiation conversation has been going on for years now. When do you hope to conclude them?
We have to sit with them. So that's why now...
Yeah, but that's been happening for at least 4 years now.
Pause. Now the conversation is, Ministry of Finance, ECG, what are you seeing? How do you understand this? Every single one and the conversation we've had with them. Car Power has how many more years left on its PPA? You understand? It hasn't been renegotiated. So we are in a good place to have a chat. Do you still want to stay or you want to go? If you want to stay, let's look at it. What are the things that could be done to make sure that it comes to a tariff that is what? Comfortable for Ghana.
Mr. Junapo, because I have to bring others in, let me give you a quick 2 minutes, and then I'll bring in Dr. Matia and Eliklim.
First of all, this is the official document from the minister. It says that 150 million for settling of long overdue debt to Car Power for electricity generation, not capacity. Electricity generation. 50 million to Lestasco for fuel supply to AXA. If the plant is idle and is not running, it won't consume $50 million of fuel for only 2021. 100 million to Lestasco for fuel supply to Car Power. So this your issue that you are bringing is a complete misunderstanding of the whole sector. Finally, Evans, we had a 5-year capital recovery for AXA, 100%. You yourself say 100%. What it means is that by the 5 years, they would have recovered the cost of investment. And so, having recovered the cost of investment, you go to give them a capital recovery again of 40%. And you sit on live TV and say that is the best.
Let me correct it.
Where is it coming from?
Let me correct it.
When you're paying 40% capacity for a plant that has been fully amortized.
Let me correct it. It's not fully amortized.
But you see, finally, just before, because I think Dr. Elko also wants to make a point. The point I was making was simple. That even in the power sector, whether you like it or not, it will be an element of capital recovery. That is all I was making. So that you don't make it look like if under one administration, the contract has an element of capital recovery, it is bad. Because now there's evidence to suggest that all the administrations, whether you like it or not, there will be an element of capital recovery. That's all what I was trying to do, and not to engage in what you call politics. Far from that.
Let me finish this.
Okay, so let me get Eliklem's take then, and I'll come to you. Let me get Eliklem.
Let me land this point also.
On which specific point?
On the capital recovery thing that he's talking about.
What does the agreement say?
Look, AXA's engines when they came to Ghana was HFO. They have retrofitted those engines to gas. Who's going to pay for that?
So you agree with me?
No, I've never, listen, that's what I said. 40% take or pay cannot be the same as 100. Honorable, can you let me speak?
Okay, very briefly, because I need to hear Elikplem.
Honorable, let me speak.
So your retort to his...
My retort to him is this. This intellectual dishonesty must stop at some point. For us to find
but he says he agrees with you about the national solution.
The national conversation. The national conversation.
This is how we hold this program.
Honorable, calm down. You don't have to do that. It hasn't got into that.
Okay. So let me try and resolve that.
Honorable, I'm sorry.
Mr. Junapo, he just said I'm sorry. So
this is HFO in your contract.
Yeah.
No. Honorable.
No. Just a second. Because I need to get the others in.
You signed as ECG.
Okay. Gentlemen.
Honorable, stop shouting.
No, both of you are talking, so nobody will hear you actually. So you're not achieving much with this. Yeah, Mr. Junapo,